we don't target any specific vehicles. What I do have a
But you are
problem with is
targeting
reckless and
taxis,
negligent driving.
and you're targeting taxis at the moment. And this is a message I received
We also
earlier.
don't target taxis
Here's a message
because
I
the
received
taxis are not
earlier.
affected by the bylaws.
Yes,
The taxis are not impounded in the terms of the bylaw. We haven't impounded a single taxi in terms of the bylaw. The taxis are impounded in terms of the National Land Transportation Act, which says that in order to drive a public transport vehicle, you have to have an operating permit, and you have to drive in terms of the conditions of that operating permit, which includes all other road traffic rules. So we're not doing any impoundments in terms of the traffic bylaw, sir.
Apologies for Eyewitness News, but there were 6,000 impoundments of taxis last year. A message that says, as someone who has waited at a permit office, does not necessarily agree with the conduct of taxis, but as someone who has waited at a permit office for a permit office, it's equally a mess. People's lives and livelihoods are at risk, whether it be a taxi or a school transport facility waiting months for permit. No wonder they'll go out and operate while the city has to sort out its mess. And in that time, while there's a blockage at the permit office, you've impounded 6,000 taxis in the last year.
So I know that the favorite narrative is to try and suggest that it is around permitting issues, but in fact that stopped being true some time ago. Back in the day, we used to impound only for operating licenses and off-route. But if you go look at it now, about 3/4 of impoundments relate to driving behavior. And I've also made that my business in the same way that I've said to the taxis, absolutely being off-route is a risk. It means that you become a pirate or rogue taxi, and that sooner or later some conflict arises, and then there's a taxi war, and everybody wants to know, what are you doing about the taxi war? And the answer is we prevent taxi wars by preventing people from being rogue pirates on other people's routes. But in the case of the impoundments in relation to public transport vehicles, in terms of the National Land Transportation Act, our focus has been on driving behavior. So if you're driving on a sidewalk, like along Wetton Road, with residents in the area screaming at me and on their phones in the morning, or sending me hate messages by WhatsApp or otherwise, or you're driving over traffic lights, or driving down a line of traffic in the oncoming lane to circumvent a traffic light where other people are waiting, or you are driving on the shoulder of the road, or any number of dangerous and reckless activities, and we impound you. I cannot find it in my heart to have sympathy for a driver who does that, because avoiding the impoundment is extremely easy. You just comply with the same road traffic rules that everybody else is expected to.
JP Smith, Mako member for Safety Security in the City of Cape Town.